Hi everybody, Eugene here with Darkroom Software. In this video, I am very excited to announce Darkroom AI. We're going to go over just the basics of this brand new feature available in Booth 2025. Let's jump right in and get started. The first thing that we'll want to do is update to the latest build of Darkroom Booth 2025 that was just released. So if we go to Darkroom Software Help Center, which is darkroomsupport.com, and click on Darkroom Booth, then Software Downloads and Release Notes, and then Darkroom Booth 2025 Downloads and Release Notes. You'll see that there's a new version that was just released. Now what's important to note is that this does require a current maintenance plan, so if your maintenance plan has expired, you'll want to renew the maintenance plan once you install that update, and it should prompt you to you can learn a little bit more about your maintenance plan by clicking on the maintenance plan link right here. But we're going to click on download, and I've already downloaded and installed it, but you would finish downloading and then click on it to install. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that and open up Darkroom Booth. And what controls the AI options is going to be the output template. So I have just a basic 5x7 template here. I'm going to click on edit and it'll open up the template. And the AI effect is applied to the output or the image node. So you can see right here, apply AI effect, and it's on photo 1. So if I click on edit, there are quite a few different options that you can choose from as presets that we've already done, and it'll show you a sample of what the image might look like. But if you'd like, you can also run your own sample image to see how it would work with your image. So let's go ahead and try that with, we'll go with the leprechaun. It's just about to be St. Patrick's Day, so we'll click test and then select an image. And when it first runs, it might take just a little bit because it's teaching the AI algorithm how to process the image, but as you use the AI effect in sessions, it will speed up. So I have a folder on my desktop that has that image, and right here you can see that it's still generating, so it might take just a couple minutes, but at PBX when we demoed this, it took right about 30 seconds to create the image as is working, and there is our AI generated leprechaun. So if we wanted to, let's say, test a different image, let's try the fashion portrait. It's in beta, but this is a effect that we used at PBX, so it was just added recently. But we'll test it with, let's try a female. Oops. There's the JPEG. It'll run through it, and it'll take just a little bit while it's training that algorithm, but as you use it, you'll see that it starts speeding up. It should prompt or show the image right after it's completed, but you can also view the image. It'll save it in the same folder as the sample image that you're sourcing. Okay. And you can see some of the other tests that I've done recently, a cartoon effect. And I'll show you a little bit more about these options here, because you'll notice that a lot of these don't match up with the presets that we've added. But for female, you You can see some of the other options that we've done there. That's Ice Princess, I believe. This is the elf. This is an anime, and then this one is using the Unreal Engine. Okay. So, and then we'll just look at a couple more samples. These are images that were generated from an image of me, different painterly effects. I believe this is Van Gogh, this is Wessler's, and then we have some fashion portraits. And how we generated these was using what I think is the most powerful option here is going to be the PhotoMaker 2. So here you can actually type in your own prompt. So for this one, a black and white portrait of a male wearing sunglasses and a leather jacket, fashion portrait of a man with a sports coat. This was a fashion portrait of a man, but you have endless possibilities specifically with the PhotoMaker, and a lot of these other options are presets using that PhotoMaker option. So they're just presets, ones that we've tried and worked well, that we're sharing with you, so you don't have to go in and tune your preset. But it's a good idea to kind of experiment, learn how the AI prompts work, what works well and what doesn't. Sometimes they'll run into issues with gender, specifically if you use words like fashion. It might misgender somebody. So you do have the options of setting the gender here if you like, and one way you can do that is you can have two separate options using the print alternate option, and I'll kind of show you an example that we used at PBX. So we have a screen template, and this one's set to use print alternate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then, okay, so if we look at the print alternate option, we can see the 6 templates that we have added here, and those 6 templates are going to match up with the buttons on the screen template 1 through 6. And that's how you would choose the different AI options from the screen template. And we know that the AI options are controlled by the output template, so let's go ahead and click choose and look at a couple of these templates just so you can see how they're set up. So here we have a sloppy border overlay added, and that's just to illustrate that you can still use all the normal template options that you're used to using, like adding logos. But one thing to keep in mind is if you're using a multi-image template, however long it takes to process the one image, it's going to be multiplied by the number of images you're capturing in the session. So if we double click right here, we can see we're using PhotoMaker 2, and the prompt is a street artist watercolor rendering fun and edgy cartoon sketch of a woman. We'll go ahead and cancel out of this one, and let's look at another one. We'll go with the fashionable male, and here we click edit. Fashion portrait of a male wearing a sports coat, black and white photo, a white background. So that gives you an idea of the type of information that you can add into the prompts. We'll go ahead and cancel, cancel, and cancel. And let's create a new template from scratch, and then add a couple different variations to a screen so you can choose between 2 different styles. So I have this, and I already have one created. We'll go ahead and look at that. I'm going to just duplicate it. It's on a 5x7, but I'm going to click edit template. We're going to make a watercolor version. So double click here, click edit, and then I'm gonna just copy and paste this bit of text. Oops. A watercolor portrait of a man. It's pretty simple. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And because we're creating a new template, we're going to, oh, before we do that, let's create a sample. I've already done it for the other template, but we'll click test, select an image, and then let it create that sample, and that's what we'll use for our button. You can see that in just a moment that I've already created one for the oil painting. So this is going to take just a little bit to process. We know this. As it starts working, it'll get faster and faster, but one thing to keep in mind, as you're using the photo booth, they're entering their email address or their phone number, so that's taking up a little bit of processing time. So the next person can enter the booth and start using it while it's processing, and it'll print out. Typically, as they're starting, the person right before start, or the second person is starting their session. But there we have a watercolor portrait of a Eugene. So we'll click OK, and then we'll click Save As, so we can save a duplicate. And we'll choose this one. It's not really too important, but we'll go to our screen templates. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and click Edit, Add Artwork. And we're going to browse and select our sample images, and I have it right down here. Okay, there's our oil painting, and we're going to set the booth command for that one to be alternate 1 and start session, and then make sure that we have it set to only show at the beginning, so with start instructions. Make it a little bit smaller. It could be still a little bit smaller. Okay, and then copy and paste that. So we have a duplicate, and we just want to update this one with template index 2, and then select the watercolor example, and I'm going to just change things up a little bit so we can see what's going on. I moved it out of the way on purpose because I want to show you this feature. A lot of people don't think about this, but this is a real simple way to make everything nice and tidy. I'm going to align the tops so they're the tops and bottoms are aligned, and then center horizontally so it's right in the middle of the screen. Just want to show you that quick little tip. Okay, and save. We will start the booth. It'll give us our 2 options, and we'll run through 2 sessions so we can see just how it would work in a real life workflow. So I'll select that one. It's going to capture one image. And I'll go ahead and send it to myself. And then click done. So it's going to take just a moment to process, but we'll go ahead and imagine we're the next guest going in to use the photo booth. We'll start the session. Okay. And you can see by the time the next guest has already taken their photo, the first guest is already, their print is coming out. So we'll click done on that one. And there's my oil painting. In just a moment we're going to hear the printer making a bunch of noise, but I also received it as a text message. So the processing time, you can see that it starts speeding up the more it's used. And that's just how AI works. It trains itself. Darkroom AI will be released as a free public beta. As long as you have a maintenance plan and can update to that version, it'll be available to use and try out for yourself and see if you like it for the time being. Eventually there will be a cost associated with the service, just because we're incurring costs, so we want to make sure that we're fair with it. So we're just making sure we know how much it's gonna take and how much we need to take to make sure it's fair to you and to us, and make sure that nobody's really losing any money for the service. So eventually there will be a cost. In a future release, next couple months I believe, will be free to use. So this is Darkroom Booth 2025. There are a few other features that we'll release info about. They've already been released, but we'll release info about them in a future video. Stay tuned for that. We're super excited about Darkroom AI and Darkroom Booth 2025. I hope you are. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.